A man may test a woman to see whether or not she has limits. Does she say no when it is very necessary? Will she tolerate a very poor behavior from a man just so she can keep him in the relationship without caution? Yeah, hello there. This is Felix. If you're watching me for the very first time, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment, share it. Thank you for this major support. How men test women without saying it basically is less about playing games and seriously more about observing certain behaviors over time. The known truth is most men do not consciously make it known that they are actually testing a woman with whom they are in a relationship. What they primarily do is intentionally paying attention to certain signals that likely will help them decide whether or not to invest emotionally in the relationship, commit fully to the relationship, or decisively pull back. This is usually silent. Now, let's look at some of the most common unspoken tests most men resort to. Most men attentively observe whether what a woman says honestly aligns with what she does. If she says she's interested, does she really show up? Does she genuinely respond? Does she make time for planned engagement? More so if she claims as often as she has the chance to profess that she values respect, does she actually practice it during disagreements? These are what most men observe very closely. What matters in all of these is consistency. Consistency in professed behaviors purely signals emotional stability and trustworthiness. Alternatively, when there is inconsistency in professed behaviors, that raises concern red flags about reliability in a long-term relationship. Naturally, men often observe how a woman speaks to them, especially when things are not much okay in a man's life. It is very common, very, very common for a woman to belittle, to mock, or even dismiss the views of a man because perhaps the woman is gainfully employed and has more financial power than the man. As a result, she seems to be in much control of happenings in the relationship. Every man values being respected. It is a top priority for men in general. When a man realizes that the relationship is lacking respect at the beginning stages, he assumes then that it will not get any better going forward. This may really sound trivial, but it carries a lot of weight for men. A man may test a woman to see whether or not she has limits. Does she say no when it is very necessary? Will she tolerate a very poor behavior from a man just so she can keep him in the relationship without caution? In fact, men view women who have strong boundaries as respectable. It actually activates self-respect from the man for the woman. Ironically, if a woman accepts everything without questioning, some men may lose respect for her or even question her confidence. Most men observe the reactions of a woman, especially when things don't go her way. Does she overreact quickly? Does she shut down? Does she burst out uncontrollably? Does she communicate calmly when faced with so much pressure? These matter a lot to a man because already long term relationships come with stress. Most important, as an advantage, a high level of emotional control demonstrated by a woman suggests that she is matured. This fosters much safety in the relationship. Honestly, men pay much attention to whether a woman has her own identity, not getting easily influenced by external forces. It is a major source, a very major source of admiration to every good man. Does she have personal goals? Does she have interests she values? Does she have friendships that offer her positive morale? Men often ask such questions. For most men, independence on the part of a woman is very attractive and usually earns his respect. Good for the relationship. It reduces pressure and signals that you are choosing him and not depending on him for almost everything. One major thing every woman should take note of is that not all tests are healthy. A healthy test from a man requires simply observing a woman's behavior naturally over time. What may be considered unhealthy comes up when it involves radical manipulation, mind games that get you feeling frustrated, get you feeling confused, certain traps that just make you feel frustrated. These are not healthy tests. If a man with whom you are in a relationship takes delight in creating needless confusion, playing mind games, or deliberately provoking reactions, that is not a test. In fact, it is a red flag. Stay away or address it immediately. Mostly, men who are genuinely serious about a relationship do not look for perfection. They value stability, they value respect, they value authenticity, they value emotional maturity. These are the reasons a man would test a woman. Watching me as a woman now, if your sort of thirst, as I have illustrated in this video, is what is actually getting you confused and getting you frustrated, it tells you that something is not right and that you must have to address it as quickly as you can. I thank you for having watched me to this end. I encourage you to take very good care of yourself, take good care of your relationship, take good care of your family, stay positive as always, and bear in mind that your life matters to that special one, and so take good care of it. Until I come to you another time, be good.